Hi everyone, I'm Julia from Krannich Solar. Thanks for joining our webinar today with Hoymiles. Before we get started, I'm just going to be giving a quick presentation about Krannich. Krannich Solar is headquartered in Germany and was founded by Kurt Krannich. Since being founded, Krannich has expanded into 26 different countries and can ship to over 100 countries. As a privately owned and self-financed company, we hold a significant market share and rank among the leading solar wholesalers globally. With 29 years of experience in delivering solar products worldwide, we become experts in the field. Our international purchasing power helped us build strong relationships with your favorite manufacturers, such as Hoymiles, to secure the best pricing and availability. In 2005, Krannich expanded into the U.S., opening our first branch in New Jersey. Today, we have branches in California and Florida, and we've expanded into Texas, with additional warehouses across the nation. Our U.S. team consists of over 80 employees that service the Americas and strive to offer the best services and options to our partners. We're growing every day, so keep an eye out for where we might be next. Krannich is a top partner for installation companies seeking PV system products. In our role as an internationally operating wholesaler, we can make a significant contribution to shaping the energy transition. With every PV system we supply, we come closer to the target of carbon neutrality and fulfill our mission of paving the way for 100% renewable energies. Our company values are the drivers of our success and our inspiration in a dynamic market. Throughout the years, we've grown our product portfolio to provide over 5,000 products. We've partnered with leading manufacturers worldwide to offer the best material for a project of any size, whether it's an off-grid system, four-paneled shingled roof, or a megawatt flat roof. Choosing Krannich means you'll never work alone. Our streamlined ordering process ensures that each customer receives a dedicated sales rep, guiding them through every step, from project design to on-site delivery. The solar industry is always innovating and changing. At Krannich, we're committed to keeping you informed about the latest products and technologies. We collaborate with industry leaders and seasoned professionals to offer you first-hand training on everything you need to know, and it'll always be for free. And this concludes my portion of the webinar. Here's our contact information if you would like to reach out for a quote, or if you have any questions regarding the products or services we offer. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to ask them using the question box, and then they'll be answered at the end of the presentation. Thanks again for joining us, and now I'm going to be passing it along to Hoymiles.
Thank you, Julia. That was pretty good on that. Let me just switch over to show my screen. Can everybody see my screen right now? Julia, you good on that?
It's good.
Yeah,
oh, perfect. Want to make sure it's on before I start moving, right? Well, yeah, thank you for everybody that took the time out in your day to come join us today. This was definitely a webinar I wanted to team up with Krannich on. I've had a great relationship with them, not just Hoymiles, but previously in my time with Easy Solar, and they've been amazing to me. So, wanted to try to get everybody on board so we can explain a little bit more about Hoymiles, who we are, and what we're trying to accomplish in the U.S. My name is Eddie. I'm the Eastern portion of the U.S. sales manager. We're also joined here by Jeff. I'll go over a little bit of everybody on our team. I just want to thank everybody for from joining the meeting today. So let me see. So the context of this webinar that we're doing is kind of go over all the products we have at Hoymiles. We're going to do more high level on this. I'm not going to get too in the weeds with our products because I know everybody's time is valuable today. What I would love to do is if anybody wants to dive more into who Hoymiles is, what our products are, please let us know. We would love to do more of a one-on-one, have either our tech support train your team or answer questions, or even get pricing from Krannich on our products. So we'll go over who we are, kind of what our values are worldwide and what we're doing in the US. We'll do an overview of our products and kind of show a couple of our projects throughout the world that have used our products, installs throughout. So this is a little overview of our team here in North America. We're constantly growing. So this is something that's pretty exciting for us. Many of you that maybe have talked about Hoymiles in the past or learned about it may know Rocky. Rocky is the CEO, president of Hoymiles North America. So he oversees Canada and the US for us. Also, Sonia is one of our senior sales managers, so a lot of communications that you may have with our team here, you may also see Sonia as well. I'm Eddie. I'm the one presenting today. I'm the East Coast sales manager, so anything east of the Mississippi, outside of Florida, because we have Rich down in Florida running that area, will be directly to me. Like I said, Rich does Florida. He's based out of the Tampa area. So if anybody on Florida here that wants to learn more, Rich would be your go-to. Andrew Clodio, he's our Southwest, kind of even West Coast part, business development, as long as Irene as well. So they do cover the West Coast part of the U.S. On our tech support team, we have Mike. So if anybody calls into our tech support line, you're either going to get Mike or a couple of different people on our team, but mostly Mike because he's the one that's on the phones all the time. Jeff, who's going to be on this call with me as well. Jeff has a long history on the service side of solar, and he's very knowledgeable, and he's part of our call today. You also may see emails from Nathan, Loyal, and Amber if anybody has a more in-depth question and wants to dive more into our technology or software side of it. They usually step in to really help us out with that part of it. Who we are as a company, Hoymiles may be a newer name to the U.S., but we've been around for a pretty long time. We are owned by our parent company, the Hankai Group, who owns a lot of top-end manufacturers. So manufacturing is not something new to us. It's something that we believe in, is what makes us strong, is we own that manufacturing side of it and the R&D side, and our parent company owns a lot of different manufacturing businesses to help us with that part of the business. We've been in business, fully established in 2012. So we're not a newer company. Obviously, we're known in Europe, South America, Asia, newer to the U.S., I would say, the past couple of years. But we have been established since 2012. So that's something that does help us with the research development. We've been working on this for a long time, so it's not new product out there. One thing I do like to touch on here as well is in 2021, we became a publicly traded company. So that is something that we are in the Shanghai stock exchange. And back in February of 2023, we finally opened our US-based headquarters. Even though we've been selling into the US from earlier on, we've established a warehouse and our US operations in Dallas, Texas, back in 2023. So a couple key things for us. We're not a small company. We're constantly growing as the demand builds up. We have over 1,400 employees worldwide. We are the number 2 micro manufacturer worldwide as of 2022, 2023, and growing. And we're known mostly for our R&D and the power output of our inverters. That's what we take pride in. This map here kind of looks like the Krannich map, right? It shows all the different areas where Hoymiles is. Our main headquarters is in China, but we have different sales offices throughout the world. The U.S. is where we're based out of, which is the Plano area, Dallas area. And we also opened up our Mexico manufacturing plant in Monterrey, Mexico. So a lot of our newer micros, our HMS line will be manufactured in Mexico and shipped to the U.S. from there. This is actually something we're proud of. We are building our R&D center back at our headquarters, and this is kind of what it's going to look like. This is estimated to be completed sometime in 2025, but we're super excited for our new headquarters that we're building right now with our growth throughout the world. If anybody's ever in Plano, we do have our office in Plano, Texas. Feel free to let me know. Want to stop in, check out our showroom, check out, talk to our tech support and our staff there. We do have an office in Plano, Texas. More than welcome to show you around if you're in the area. Feel free to take full advantage of that if you're traveling to the Dallas area. This is our manufacturing plant in Monterrey, Mexico. We're super excited for this. This is finally online as earlier this year. Something that we're trying to do as a company is bring our manufacturing more in the North American side. And we started off with the Monterrey, Mexico plant, and we're super excited to have this up and going for us. Our footprint is mostly a global footprint. Americas is where our team is. North America, we mostly do the US based side of it, but we're really known in Europe, Asia, South America, Africa. We're known worldwide because we're able to give installers throughout the world a high-powered microinverter at a really good cost, and that's our goal, is to make solar more affordable for all, right? Many customers out there, they have their views of how they want to go solar, but 9 times out of 10, the cost factor is something for them. So if we're able to still give a great product to our installers at a great price point, allows both the customer and the installer to operate a little bit better. And that's been our ultimate goal, is to work on that part of it for you guys. Like we touched on here before, we are number 2 world in the world microinverter supplier as of 2022. We're to continue to grow through all these crazy times in the solar industry. And our hope is that we can continue to grow our U.S. market and offer more to the installers to be able to grow with us as well. Kind of our values of what we believe in. Like I touched on before, our bread and butter is R&D and manufacturing. This really allows us to go in on making great products, but at a low failure rate. Our hands are fully tied into the decision making when it comes to how the product is built and the pieces that are put into it, which is a huge thing for us, right? A lot of times we see, the issues that come about is when you don't have full control of everything. But our manufacturing side is amazing on that, and our R&D team works extremely hard. I think that's one thing that really impressed me about Hoymiles when I came here is, although it's a big company, when we hear stuff from our installers and our customers that they want a certain thing, we can go directly to our R&D team and ask if it's possible. Maybe we don't like the timelines of when they give it back to us, but having that direct access to our R&D team, our software team, and being able to ask them for certain things to be changed is something that I really do value, because our ultimate goal is to create a product that is for the customers and for the installers, and it's what everybody wants. So this is super, super important to us. So if anybody's ever used our product and they would love something to be improved on or an extra feature, please bring it to the table, because if you're asking, there's a good chance someone else is asking it as well, and we have a timeline of when that's going to happen, or maybe something you're seeing and we're not aware of that we could work on and give you a time frame as well. So this is something that I'm super proud of, is we listen and we try to adjust and adapt to what the market needs. On the back end, we lead with service, right? That's one thing that I do love is our team that we have. They work extremely hard. I always tell people, no, we're not perfect, but we always try to resolve any type of issues that come about. This is something we take pride in. We want to continue to grow as we grow, but our service is super important to us. So this part is on the service side of it. We do have our phone number here. So if anybody wants to take this phone number down, this is the number you would call. Also, one thing I do want to touch on, I don't know, Jeff, if you're able to type in the chat or not, is the email address for our service team here in the US, and it's as simple as service.us@hoymiles.com. So feel free to give us a call, even if you want to test out our response time, right? Our team is amazing, and if they're busy at the time and you call, they try to get back to you right away. But this is our phone number. This is our email. Our email address is service.us@hoymiles. Feel free to test it out. The ultimate decision maker for you guys is the comfort you have in our team, right? Is the product working great? Yes, but if you're not getting the service you're looking for, that may affect you and your customer, and we work really hard to avoid that at all times. So our goal is a short lead time, low failure rate, because we know if it's lower on the failure side, there's less incoming phone calls, less angry customers calling you guys. So our failure right now is 0.18%, and we continue to try to work hard to maintain that or lower that failure rate overall. But this is our phone number. Feel free to give us a call, talk to Michael, Jeff, and the team. Be more than glad to answer any of your questions. So this is a part of like our core is responsive and customer centered. Our warranty on all our micros is a 25-year product warranty. What separates us a little bit too is that we do give a 6-year labor warranty. This comes from a lot of installers we speak to who just want the product back a little bit longer because the times are changing, and they want to be able to know that if something does go wrong, that they have a little bit more backing from Hoymiles. So we do offer a 6-year labor warranty, which includes a truck roll and a per inverter reimbursement as well. So this is something you guys are interested in learning about. Please reach out to us. We'll go into deeper on that part of it. But we do give you a full 25-year product warranty and a 6-year labor warranty for reimbursement as well. We want to back our product. We want you guys to install with comfort. So this is how we're doing that to try to ease the question of should I switch to Hoymiles or not. And obviously, we're working on trying to improve our RMA process. We have a great team that works on it, but we are doing some changes too to make it even easier for all of our installers to submit on the RMA process in the field. So that is something that we are working hard to do for you guys. The product suite. So I'm going to go over all of our products that Krannich is able to offer you all. So we'll go over that. This is a simple slide, just kind of a little bit that what we offer. We offer micros, hybrid inverters, we offer batteries, we offer a little bit of everything to our installers. So whatever fits your mold, there's a good chance we have something for you. So this is a picture of our full product suite. And one thing that's not in this presentation, but we also do make, is our rapid shutdown devices. So we do have 2-to-1s and 1-to-1 rapid shutdowns, and that's mostly meant to work with our hybrid inverters. So we do have that offering if that's something you're interested as well. So our first line is our HM line. So this is the line that we've had in the US for a couple of years now. The nice thing that we offer in this is if you're a customer that prefers 1-to-1, we have that 1-to-1 option for you. If you're looking to reduce cost and put less equipment on the roof, you have a 2-to-1 option and you have a 4-to-1 option. From a lot of the installers I speak to, they obviously want to reduce their costs and less equipment on the roof, so they are interested in 2-to-1s and 4-to-1s. The question always is it's different to my install team. I've never done it before. How do we do it? And we know that a lot of times, especially the 4-to-1s, is a newer product for the install side of it. So we are more than glad to work with your installation crews and your design teams to kind of show them where to place it and how to install this equipment. The nice thing is, even if you're using a 2-to-1 and a 4-to-1, and Jeff will show you, on our software side, the customer still sees a per panel production, right? So even if you're doing a 20-panel system and you're using 5 of our 4-to-1s, your customer is still going to see all 20 panels in our app, in our software, for their production and real-time access to that information. So if this is something you want to learn more about, do not hesitate to reach out to us. Myself on the sales side and the team, or our tech support, will fully work with you and help you understand how to use our 2-to-1 and 4-to-1 and feel more comfortable with it. I do like to be very honest. It is a new type of product for your installers, so it does usually take 4 to 5 installs to really get comfortable with it. But from my experience with my installers, that once they've made that jump and they've done those installs, it's become second nature to them. And we've also introduced our HMS series. The biggest difference, this is very similar to our HM product, is our HMS just comes with more power, right? So when it comes to our HM series, you normally see our 350-watt inverters for the HM series, where our HMS series can really give you the power, if you're using more powerful panels, up to 500 watts. So if you're an installer that does have times where, maybe using commercial panels or more powerful panels is a better option for your customer, we can handle that power for you without breaking the bank, right? So usually what I see from a lot of installers, like, hey, I want to use a 445-watt panel, 450, a 500 or 550-watt panel, but the cost to make that switch is too much for me to offer my customers. With Hoymiles, we do very well in that space, right? I think this is what really separates us, is that you as an installer can offer your customer more powerful panel, but keep the cost relatively similar. So if this is something you're interested in and you want to learn more about how our power works, this is how we do it, is giving you a wider variety for that. Krannich has full offerings on this, full availability on all these different models. So if it's something you're interested in, please reach out to the sales team. They will quote it for you, and if you forecast with them, they would bring it in for you. So that is something that they're really interested in, and I do appreciate for the team there, is that they will work hard to bring in what is needed from their installers. So that is super important on that. One thing I do like to touch on is, because our inverters are a little bit more powerful, usually what happens is on the trunk side of it, AC trunk side, a 12 gauge limits how much you can put per branch. With Hoymiles, we use a 10 gauge, so you're able to put more panels per string, even with the power, and also use 30 amps in the box. So this is something that a lot of my installers I've spoken to really do enjoy using, is a 10 gauge, and be able to put more panels per string, even with the power increase on these inverters. And this is what it looks like for a 4-to-1. It's pretty, I'd say in this photo, it's pretty straightforward, but that's not always the case. It's one inverter for 4 panels. And what most of our customers do, it depends on the panel. They'll use jumper cables to connect to the further panel along. We do offer the extension cables, the jumper cables with MC4 connectors already pre-installed. So if that's easier for you than having your team do it, that is something that we offer. And all of our trunk cable, as you see in this photo, come with the T connector pre-installed already. You can either use our 2-meter, or we do have a 4-meter cable as well. If you only want to carry 2-meter, that's fine. All you need to do to connect two AC trunk cables together is just our port cap, and you're able to connect the one that you're not using and make it a longer cable overall. On Friday, the one thing I do want to touch on is that Rich will be holding a webinar that you can find on our Hoymiles website on Friday, kind of going over our 2-to-1 and our 4-to-1 more and how to design it. So if anybody's interested in diving deeper in that, please join our webinar that you can find on our website on Friday. These are all the accessories that you'll find for your installs. The number one here is our AC trunk cable that comes in 2 or 4 meters, all 10 gauge. All of our 2 or 4 meter cables do come with the trunk connector pre-installed. So the only time you would ever buy a trunk connector separate is if you have your own cable. But most likely you'll never need number 2 here. Number 1 is what you'll always buy for your install. Most of my installers, 9 times out of 10, all they really need is a 2-meter trunk cable. So for every inverter you guys use, one 2-meter cable should be more than enough because it comes with a trunk cable. Obviously, our number 4 is our end cap. That just depends on how many branches you guys use at the install. That'll be how many end caps you have. Then number 5 and 6 are our tools that we have. We have a disconnect tool and an unlock tool. In the beginning, I always recommend, buying a couple of these of each just to have it on the truck. Once you have more than enough, you won't have to buy any more of those unlock tools and disconnect tools. And then number 7 is our extension cable that come with the MC4 connectors pre-installed. A lot of my installers just want to buy a whole bunch of these, put them in the truck. If they need them for an install, they use them. If they don't need them, they don't use them. So that's more of depending on the install and how the inverter's placed for the 2-to-1s and 4-to-1s. So this is a little deeper dive into our trunk cable here. Pretty straightforward on this diagram here. One thing I do like to touch on is in our DTU, it does come with the installation map. So even if you're using our 4-to-1 or 2-to-1, it's very easy for your install crews to pull the serial number off our inverters, put it on the installation map. So whether they're doing the map there or they're doing it back in the office, they know which inverter was where on the map, so they can basically build the array for the customer and for you guys to service as well. One thing we've introduced earlier this year as well is a 3-phase 208-volt commercial inverter. So this is something that was really popular for us in the European market, and we brought to the US market because of I would say in the 208 space, there's not many options anymore. So with Hoymiles, we do have a 208 4-to-1 microinverter available, and it goes up to 2,000 watts. So that can go up to, I believe it's 670 watt inverters panels. This does come with our full 25-year warranty and our labor warranty as well. I think that's one thing that I do want to touch on, is that even with our commercial, we're still offering our 25-year product warranty and our 6-year labor warranty as well. So if this is something that anybody's interested in learning more about, please feel free to reach out. We finally have these in stock in Dallas, and we're excited to do more commercial projects in that small commercial space with our micro. So this is a little bit of the different models we have. We have anywhere from a 1600 version to a 2000 version. So depending on what panels you're using, this is the route to go on here. It is a 3-phase 208-volt, and it is designed for the US market, this one specifically for our grid here. So this is our 3-phase. So kind of the advantage of Hoymiles is we try to make things very simple when it comes to the accessory side of the business. It's really plug and play, limited accessories that you guys need on that. So that is something that is important to us. Also with Hoymiles, we keep it very simple when it comes to transferring the data from the inverters to our DTU, as we call it. So every one of our inverters does have a built-in antenna on it. And if you don't need a CT or an RGM, all you really need with Hoymiles is just our DTU to transfer the data from the inverter to the cloud. If you are in need of CTs or RGM or anything like that, we have those options for you as well. So that is something that we will kind of let you design your system the way that's best for you in your region. We're never going to kind of tell you how you should do it. Every state, every area is a little bit different, so we want to give you the freedom to design it and bring that cost to that best fits your business. And the way we're able to really give you guys the best product possible is team up with the best manufacturers and equipment that we put into our micro. So we're super stringent on the pieces we put into our micro to allow us to give you a better warranty and a minimal failure rate as well. So this is why we back it for 25 years and give you a 6-year labor warranty, is because of these products. So our data transfer unit, this is for anyone that just wants to just have the customer have the ability to just transfer all the information for you guys to monitor your office as well. This kind of looks like a little router. This can be placed anywhere in the house. It comes in Wi-Fi and it comes in a 4G version as well. So you have both options where it comes to the cell card, or you can just do Wi-Fi, connect to the homeowner's current Wi-Fi or directly through Ethernet. So this is our data transfer unit, and it's really needed to get the system going. So kind of touched on that, the data transfer unit. If you're doing our HM series, our DTU Pro Wi-Fi or the 4G version is what you would use. If you're using HMS or the HMT, the 3-phase commercial, it's the DTU Pro S Wi-Fi or 4G. So whatever is best for your scenario. We officially announced our combiner box recently, so we do have these in Dallas as of right now. So our combiner box, as we speak right now, is a cell kit version. So this is one that we recently launched, but in the cell kit version aspect of it. There are ways to do this Ethernet if you don't want cell kit, and we're hoping to have an ETA for a Wi-Fi version of it by Q3, Q4. As we get more updates on that, we can let you know. But right now, we do offer the combiner box for our HMS micros. So if anybody's using our HMS line, we do have a cell kit combiner box that comes with a 5-year cell card with it. This has RDMs inside of it, CTs, and it'll be 30 amps in the box here as well. So if you have questions about this, feel free to reach out to us. We do have these in stock, and they do go with our HMS line. So if you're an installer who prefers a combiner box, we have that option. If you want to make your own combiner box, which a lot of our installers do, the DTU is what you need, and then we have the option to buy CTs as well. So if you want consumption metering as well. So I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to pass this to Jeff from our tech support, so you guys can hear a little bit from Jeff. And pass that right here. And I'll let Jeff go from there.
All right, I believe y'all can see my screen now, right?
You're good, Jeff.
The S-Miles Cloud, yeah, great. So what I'm going to do here is just demonstrate a little bit of our cloud monitoring platform. So the homepage here, you'll be able to see, let me move some of these tabs out of the way. You'll be able to see sort of an overview. Right now, this is company-wide production stats and everything. What you can do, I'll just do a quick search here so we can pull up a test site. Oh, I actually want to do loyal test. And y'all stop me if I start taking too long on this. I just want to do a brief overview of what the monitoring platform looks like. So this loyal test June, that's the site that I want to see. So you can see here, this is basically what the customer or installer is going to see when they look at a plant. You can see you've got the production. This is a test site, so everything's offline. You can see the DTU's offline. System status is offline. There's no production on this site right now, but you can see that we have control over the owner, and it shows the organization that created the site here. You can look at the historical production data over a week, a month, a year, and then this here doesn't really fill anything in, but this also shows daily production totals. There's no history in it, but it shows daily production totals over a year's worth of time. You select, 2024, 2023, anything like that. So the layout view here is going to show, once it loads, there we go. You can see this is sort of a demonstration of the ways that you can display the per module production on these panels. You can place them at an angle, you can make separate arrays and all of that, place them exactly where you want them. Again, this is what the customer would see if they access the monitoring platform from a web browser. You've also got the device list here. Again, everything's offline, it's a test site. But this does kind of show where we can send commands to these devices. So this DTU, you can send a restart command, the networking command. You can do firmware upgrades. There's a button here for the warranty. You can see how long the warranty period is going to last. Replace device is a very easy function. If you ever do need to replace a device in the field, your team in the field can do this from the app or from the web browser. It's a very simple process. And that's on the DTU. The microinverter has very similar options. This is the commands you can send to a microinverter here: turn on, turn off, restart, firmware upgrades, replace. You can view the grid profile and update the grid profile. You can shield alarms. So some installers like to use 4-in-1 or 2-in-1 microinverters just all the time. But they may have designs that, depending on the layout of the array, they may not use every input port on a microinverter. That's fine. What we can do is shield the alarms for, like, say you weren't using port 4, you would shield the PV4 no input alarms. So that way the customer would never see an alarm that is unnecessary. You can generate reports, production reports. You can see the energy over a given period of time, select a date, and all of that. And here we have the settings where if you're logged in as an installer, you'll be able to change a lot of this stuff, change the layout design, move panels around, add microinverter serial numbers, or whatever the need may be. You can also edit the owners. So, like, for whatever reason, you might need to reset their password, or create new owners for other people that want to monitor this account. All that stuff is accessible here from the plant view. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here, but you can also do grid profile management. We have a lot of grid profiles pre-made, but your utility companies might require specific settings. We give you the versatility to be able to change those grid profiles from your end. And then we also do have the Oregon user management tabs here as well. That way you can create user accounts for your users to monitor their system. You can create new organization users for your various install crew team members to log in with. That way nobody has to share an account, and you can easily revoke access if you lose a team member or something like that. Yeah, and it's really easy. You can search. I already showed this earlier, I guess, but you can search by the plant name or the plant ID, easily find the sites you're looking for. And here on the plant list, you can also sort by plants with alarms or with the normal status, anything like that. You can easily see all of your plants that have a specific alarm issue or anything with any alarm, any of that. So yeah, I really love our monitoring platform. I love the flexibility that it offers. And yeah, let's see. Eddie, did you want me to go ahead and talk about the battery and stuff as well?
Yeah, do you
want
to pull up the presentation and go from there?
Gotcha. Yep. Here we go. So yeah, like I talked about before, we have module level monitoring, and Eddie mentioned this as well. Even on the 2-in-1 and 4-in-1 microinverters, you and your customers can monitor the data from each module. You get AC and DC voltage and current data. All of that is available. Yeah, you can download reports with the production data. You can remotely upgrade the firmware, reboot, shut down. All these things are easily accessible with our monitoring platform. And yeah, like he also mentioned before, our DTU Pro and DTU Pro S can be had in either a Wi-Fi or 4G models. Both are functional with Ethernet LAN. So let's see. Yep, and here's the QR codes for our apps. We have a separate app for the installer and end user. Just to kind of make things easy for everybody, you can, with the installer app, you can, do everything you need to do commissioning a site. You can add microinverters and DTU serial numbers to the site. It has a functionality to scan the barcodes, so you don't ever miss a digit when you're typing in a serial number or anything like that. Yeah, there's demo accounts as well. If anybody needs the screen, I'll leave it up for just a few more seconds if you want to scan that QR code or take a picture or something. And moving on. So here's our storage solution products. We've got the hybrid inverter here, anywhere from a 3.8 kilowatt up to 11.5 kilowatt. The AC coupled inverter is not in the US market yet to my knowledge, but the hybrid inverter can be used in AC coupled mode with microinverters.
Quick question. Yes. So AC coupled is hitting this month, so we are going to have a few different sizes of our AC coupled in the US.
Great. Yeah. So yeah, the hybrid inverter is a hybrid DC and battery inverter. You can use direct connected DC PV modules. Obviously appropriately sized for the kilowatt rating of the inverter. You can also AC couple with both of these microinverters, like I said, so you can use with both of these string inverters, you can use microinverters as well. And obviously they are compatible with our battery product, the 10 kilowatt battery, which is out now. These inverters use a data transfer stick, DTS, rather than the DTU from our microinverter products. This is available in Wi-Fi, 4G, and Ethernet. It bolts into the bottom of the microinverter, connects with USB, very simple installation. We do have the rapid shutdowns as well. Eddie mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. These come as the pictured here is the HRSD 1C for a single panel input. We also have the 2C, which you can connect two PV modules to, and it will act as an RSD for both PV modules. And that is the functionality is built into our inverters as well for that communication to send that signal for the rapid shutdown. The hybrid inverters also do come with the smart meter DTSU 666. That's for consumption monitoring. Theoretically, I guess you could use it to monitor the production as well if you need revenue grade metering or whatever the need may be. But generally that would be for consumption monitoring, so that the hybrid inverter can know when to switch over to battery and all of that. And then all of this is obviously integrated into our S-Miles cloud monitoring platform. All right, there we go. So here's a sort of quick overview of the specs for the hybrid inverter, the HYS. These are the higher spec models, 7.6 kilowatt to 11.5 kilowatt. If anybody has any questions about this stuff, feel free to post it, and we'll get to that more towards the end. But you can see a shortened version of the spec sheet here for these inverters. Let's see. And then here is again a shortened version of the spec sheet for our battery product. They are lithium iron phosphate battery chemistry manufactured by CATL. We're very proud of that partnership. And yeah, the 10 kilowatt version is out currently. I think we plan on having that 5 kilowatt version at some point by the end of the year. Eddie might be a better person to ask about that. But yeah, again, if you have any questions about this, I'd be happy to talk to you about it after I get through here. So yeah, that's the majority of the presentation here. We've got some example installations. I love this one. This is just so striking, the view of this one. Eddie, do you want to take over? I can just kind of speed through these if you want.
Yeah, if you just want to jump through it, yeah. A big part of today was mostly for us just to be able to showcase a little about who Hoymiles is, our products, and what Krannich has access to offer you all. So we definitely appreciate everybody that was able to jump on and get a little bit more of a high level view of our products. We do love to dive deeper into our products. So if anybody's really interested in learning more about a specific products or all of our products, feel free to reach out to your Krannich rep, and they'll reach out to us, or just reach out to us, directly, whatever you feel best. I do all the East Coast. Rich does Florida. Then we have anybody West Coast wise would go through, Andrew and Irene as well. But feel free, if you want to learn more about us, how we can help you out your business. And if you want pricing, right? I always tell a lot of installers, I come from the install side of the world. It never hurts to get pricing and try a project out. We are more than glad to support you on a test project and see what you think of our products. So feel free, just reach out to us and say, hey, can we get some pricing? Can we try a project out, see how we like it, see what your process is like? We feel that our product speaks for itself, but until you're able to try it and see it for yourself, it's hard to really, go through that process, right? So if I want to, Julie, I don't know if you want to open it up and see if anybody has any questions they want to ask, or pop it in the chat, but we definitely want to be able to answer any questions while we're here, while we have Jeff here, because Jeff is the brains behind a lot of the questions you guys will have. Feel free to ask in the chat or ask us away.
Yeah, I think we've got one or two questions here already. Yeah, a couple of questions. I just want to quickly follow up with that and say that we do have product training that we can do. You can set up a meeting with me or Michael here at the U.S. Tech Support branch, and we'll be happy to set up a meeting with you and your team and bring the we love, especially if we can get the actual install crews in on those meetings. We can talk to them about any concerns that they have, and what installing and servicing these systems actually look like, and our RMA process and all of that. Be happy to set up a separate meeting with you guys later. You can send an email to that service.us@hoymiles.com email address that I dropped into the chat earlier. But yeah, see, we do have some questions here. Eddie, do you want to talk about how we compare ourselves to EP systems or Enphase?
Well, I know we have a couple of questions here. So defining the failure rate, it is an annual number for us. So worldwide, our failure rate number, that we received was 0.18%, but I believe actually our U.S. failure rate was a little bit lower at 0.16%. And I think that has to take into account that the grid in the U.S. is a little bit more mature, right, and more reliable. So it is a little bit lower failure rate in the U.S. I think it's, do you have sites that are actually producing power right now? So if you're talking about U.S. Installs, we're installed in every single part of the U.S., almost every single state. I think there's a few like North Dakota, South Dakota, areas like that we don't have installs, but I think almost every single state in the U.S. has our product installed. We've been in the U.S. selling into the U.S. since I think it was like 2016, 2017, but we didn't really establish our U.S. headquarters until 2023. So it's not that we're newer to the U.S., but actually established a team, a warehouse, operations in the U.S. was February of 2023. And I don't know, Jeff, is that an active site right now that you have up there? I think you're on mute, Jeff. I can't hear you.
So no, this is not one site. This is like a company-wide overview across all of North America. I don't know that I should necessarily pull up anybody's particular site because there may be personal information available there. But we definitely have sites up and running across the U.S.
Yep. Awesome. And the question about how do you compare yourself to AP and Enphase? You're talking about the top micro companies in the whole world, right? I think everybody has a different approach on how they do business. I think we're very similar to both in certain ways. I don't believe AP currently has a 1-to-1, if I'm not mistaken. They're more in the 2-to-1 for residential, 4-to-1 in commercial. Obviously, Enphase is in a 1-to-1 product suite across the board. I think what the difference between us is we allow you to kind of choose the type of system you prefer, right? Some installers love 1-to-1, some love 2-to-1, some really want to bring that price down, go to 4-to-1. So I think what separates us is, one, we give you the ability to decide how you want to do your system for your customer. I have guys who installers that love 2-to-1, but on a smaller system where the cost is fixed for install, so their margins are thinner, they go to 4-to-1 because it allows them to bring that cost down a little bit and keep their margins healthy, right? Because we've seen in the U.S. how crazy it's been the past couple of years for installers. So I think that's one thing. Another thing that really benefits us in the US is that we allow installers to choose the power range they want to go to, right? The ability to go up to 500 watt inverters if you really want to go more powerful panels. So I think that's a big thing. A lot of our installers are using our 350 watt or 400 watt inverters. So if you're comparing it, like our 350 would be closer to the 8A for Enphase, which is a great product. So it all comes down to what you're really looking to offer your customer and the type of panels you're offering. I think what we do very well, to be honest, as well, is that we give you more power at a really good price point. So it's not like when you have to jump to our higher powered inverters, it's really going to shift your business much by moving up in the power class for us. Biggest barrier for us would be reliability as anyone in business never. I get that. Reliability, and especially what we've seen even the past 6 months, right? It is of concern for everybody, for us, for a lot of installers, for a lot of different manufacturers. It's been tough. You've probably seen it at all the different ways of manufacturers coming in and doing business the wrong way. I think the reason why we put our footprint in the U.S., opened our office, we have our manufacturing in Mexico now that's meant for the U.S., and we are actively looking to manufacture in the U.S. at some point, has shown our commitment to work in the U.S. and manufacture in the U.S. and build in the U.S. For me personally, I wouldn't believe that corporate for Hoymiles would really highly consider manufacturing U.S. if they didn't want to be here for years, right? So that is something that I would say I can never promise you anything, but we are working, I would say, pretty hard to build our brand in the U.S. and be here for the long run, because we really believe we have a great product. We just need everybody else to try our product and give it a shot to see how we can do it. Are we going to be perfect? I'm from the Northeast. I like to just be very straightforward. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, but it's how we react to any issues that come about is what makes us a strong company in the U.S. And Rocky, who's my boss, has vouched for a long time, is that we are going to work really hard to show installers and show customers we're here to stay, and we have a great product to meet that. So I hope that answers that question. I hope that minimizes some fears, but we just want to be able to give you a great product at a great price and, offer your business and your customers, more, right? So if you are ever interested in trying this out, give us a shot. Reach out to our tech support if they need to be able to give you more support on the technical side. Reach out to myself if you want more support on the sales side. Just give us a shot is all I can ask, and hopefully we can, bring those fears down. Any other questions? So there's no other questions. I don't want to keep anybody, and I appreciate the 50 or so minutes everybody gave us. I'm one of those that I have a short attention span, so I don't want to hold up your day or for you guys doing anything else. So there's no other questions. We really, really appreciate you guys giving us the time, listening to us and taking a look at our product. It means the world to us. And hopefully at some point in the future, we can do business together and show you what Hoymiles, the great products our R&D team and manufacturing team has done for us to grow in the US. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have any additional questions or want more one-on-one training or even pricing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. I think that wraps us up.